Hope you have a blanket, a yoga blanket or blanket. You can even have an extra pillow and your yoga blocks. And at the end, actually, if you have a small cloth, just to drape over your forehead and your eyes for Shavasana, for extra calming energy. So right now, please sit up on your blanket and even perhaps a pillow as well. And take your sit bones apart so you have a nice broad foundation. Lengthen up through your spine. And we'll begin just by coming to this present moment, quieting the mind and connecting to our breath. So please close your eyes. Now let's play in our imagination, like Albert Einstein says. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge. So let's use our imagination. If you would like, you can focus on the scenes we saw yesterday and now envision peace and calm over the whole area of Washington, D.C. And even envision calm in the hearts and the minds of the people who were and perhaps still are upset. Let's imagine peace and calm in their bodies and outside in the whole area. Many different visual techniques we could use. We could think of this beautiful planet Earth, sending nourishing energy up through the area, up through their bodies. Calming, nourishing, compassionate energy for them, for ourselves as well. And let's take our mind's eye above the earth to the stars above. And imagine that energy coming down softly, lovingly, gently, spreading out over the Capitol building, over DC, and down through the hearts and minds of the people who were upset. We need to have compassion and empathy when it's the most challenging times. That's when we need it the most. The Dalai Lama wrote, I read this years ago, about one of the monks that was imprisoned by the Chinese people. He was in prison for quite a long time. And he did get out. And he was talking with the Dalai Lama. And he said, at one time, I was in great danger. And the Dalai Lama said, well, what happened? And the monk said, I had angry thoughts about the people who were keeping him captured. Take a few more deep, slow breaths, filling up our hearts and our minds with compassion for ourselves, so it emanates out authentically to others. Gently open your eyes. And lean back. Take your hands back behind you, and please cross your legs the other way now. Feel your sit bones down on this sweet earth. Lift your spine up to the sky and the galaxy above. And then take your right hand to your outer left knee and your left hand to your outer right knee. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin in. On your inhale, take your shoulders back, lift your chest up a little. Exhale, round. Inhale, stretch your chest forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, open your chest. Again, exhale, round, draw your navel to your spine. Inhale, lift up your chest. Open your arms really wide now. Stretch them out. And then cross your right arm onto your left for eagle arms. Draw your shoulders back. And now lift your elbows up, look up. See if you can arch your upper back. And then bring your elbows down. And then round your back again. This time, take your elbows towards your belly. Inhale your elbows up again. Reach them up. Lift your heart up. Arch your upper back. And slowly come back through center. Release your arms. Now place your left arm on your right knee, right hand on your left knee. And we'll do that again, rounding your back. When we see people so upset, like was on the screen yesterday, it's so easy for us to criticize and to just have this reaction of energetically fighting back. Keep grounding. And then inhaling, arching. So it's really good as we come together to transmute that energy we have into something of empathy, compassion, understanding. And slowly sit up nice and tall, reach your arms way out. And then bring the opposite arm under and the opposite arm on top. Bring your forearms together. Yeah. And lift your elbows up, look up. Exhale, contract. And take your elbows towards your belly. Give your back a nice massage here. Sitting nice and comfortable up in a blanket and or a pillow. And then one more time, elbows towards your belly as you round your back. And come up through the center, unwrap your eagle arms. Good. And take your left leg out at a diagonal. You can adjust your seat if you'd like. And take your right hand out and your left arm out. Push your right fingertips down and stretch up and over with your left arm. Exhale down. Touch the sweet earth. Inhale, reach, sweep it up and over. Nice oblique side stretch. As you fill your body with empathy, compassion, and love for yourself. It all begins there. Exhale down, touch the earth, and we'll swoop it up and over again. And come through center. Now turn your torso out a little bit over your left leg. Keep your hips back and extend your torso. Grow your spine out over your leg. You can keep your hands on your thigh to keep grounding your leg down. Firm your left kneecap, and then you can walk your hand out a little more on your leg, or perhaps you even want to touch your foot. And use your breath. Inhale, stretch out through your spine. Exhale, tack your right hip back. Inhale, grow your spine. Exhale, tack both hips back. And walk your hands back up your leg if you walk them out. And then bring that leg in. And please take your right leg out. And set your left fingertips down out to the side. Stretch your right arm way out. And sweep it up and over. And slowly bring it down. Touch the earth and then reach it up and over again. Big oblique stretch. I had a whole different class planned for you today. It was going to be all about tensile strength in the core and abdominal muscles. But after yesterday's event, we will postpone that class for another day. Come on down, touch the earth, and then go up and over. This is a nice soothing class to soothe our nervous system. And touch the earth. And then turn your torso out a little bit over your right leg. Put your hands on your thigh. Ground your thigh down. Keep your right heel down too. You can stay like this, really grounding your thighs. This helps to ground your energy, soothe your system. And then you can keep hinging your hips out with you. Tack your thigh down. If you'd like, walk your hands out to wherever feels appropriate. Get that sweet stretch as your breath fills up your body. Hug yourself up. And then bring that leg in. And now take your feet right in front of you. Hug your shins. And we're going to massage the back a little bit more. So tuck your chin in and stretch out your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and even your cervical spine here with your chin tucked in. And now think cow pose. Start lengthening your spine up vertebrae by vertebrae. Shrug your shoulders back. Lift your heart up. Exhale, rounding. You can even contract your abdominal muscle. Inhale, arching. And then one more time, round. And come on up, legs in your spine as you give yourself a hug. And then take your legs out wide. And if you have a yoga block or an extra blanket or something to rest yourself down on, here you can. Upavista Konasana, 2 wide legs. Ground your thighs down, please. You can even put your fingertips behind you and grow your torso long out in between your legs. And somehow see if what props you have, you can rest your forehead down. I've got 2 blocks here to rest my forehead down. And then you can take your hands to your legs, and we'll stay here for a few breaths. Your legs are sinking down into the earth, helping to ground your energy, calm your system. Compassion, such a good practice. For ourselves, be gentle on ourselves, be kind to ourselves, have compassion for ourselves. When we make mistakes, when we catch ourselves being judgmental, inhale, ground through your thighs, lift yourself up. And then set your blocks close by. Take your hands underneath your knees and bring your legs back up. Okay, please come on to your hands and knees now. And we have to do our BFF pose, BFFP. Such a good pose, tuck your toes. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Slowly bend one leg, then the other. Stretch the straight leg heel closer to the earth. When we get tense or stressed from what we see on screens or what we see in real life, the body's muscles can contract and tighten. And we hold that tension in our body. So now we're releasing it. Yoga to the rescue. Stretch yourself back evenly. Thighs back, heels down. Now flare your ribs out. flare your rib cages out to the side. And now draw them closer together. Take your navel back. Take the side of your waist to the center of your waist. And then flare your ribs out. And then take the side of your waist to the center of the waist and stretch yourself out. Rest your knees down. Take your knees apart, touch your big toes together, and press your hips back. And I want you to rest your forehead down and your forearms down. So you can rest your forehead on a block, a cloth, a blanket, wherever you feel extra comfortable. Make your hips comfortable, make your whole body comfortable here. And when we have something touching our forehead, whether it be our hands, a pillow, our cloth, or down on our yoga mat, it also helps to calm the mind. Calms our monkey minds jumping from thought to thought. On your exhales, melt your heart closer to the earth. On your exhale, relax your body even more. And now stretch yourself long on your yoga mat. Come to your belly. Take your left arm out like an airplane and turn to the left side of your head. Rest your left side of your head down. Bend both legs. And then roll to your left side. Set your feet down behind you. A nice big shoulder opener. Oftentimes when we're rounding, when we catch ourselves rounding our back, rounding our shoulders, we're protecting our heart. So now we're opening our heart. You can keep your right hand resting on your mat to help you draw your right shoulder up. Press it down into your mat to help you draw your right shoulder high and open, or reach your right arm up and back. And slowly rest your right hand down. If it was up, come to your belly. And then stretch your right arm out like an airplane. Really press your right hand down into the earth. Come to the right side of your head, bend your legs, and come to the right side of your body, set your feet down behind you. You can take your left arm up if you'd like to draw it back a little more. And bring your left hand down, come through your belly. Take your left arm out again, stretch it way out. Press your left hand down, left arm down. You can bend your legs again and set your feet down behind you. Or if you want, you can keep your legs straight. And then press your right hand down into your mat to draw your right shoulder up and back, or you can reach it up and back that way. Good. And lower your arm down. Come through your bellies and take your right arm straight out. Really press it down. This protects you so you have all the muscles active. And then roll to your right side. Legs bent with your knees behind you or legs straight. If your knees are bent, you want to have your thighs in line with your torso as best you can. And then left arm up if that feels good. It's all about feeling good. Replenishing our bodies, our minds. And take your left hand down, come to your belly. And then come up to your forearms, please. We'll do a back bend here. It's really good to have our chest open. So bring your forearms parallel in front of you like a sphinx. And then squeeze your legs together. Press your hips down. Press your tops of your feet down. And then pull your torso forward. Pull your heart forward. Draw your shoulders back for a little upper back bend here. And then release it. Draw your shoulders forward. Take your navel to your spine. You can tuck your chin in. And now press your arms down again. Pull your belly forward, torso forward. Draw your shoulders back. Let your shoulder blades kiss one another to help you open your heart. Should feel it nice, really good in your upper back. And then tuck your chin in again, round your shoulders, round your back, navel up, contract your abdominal organs. And then slowly start taking it the reverse into a back bend. Shoulders back and wide. If your shoulder blades can come closer together to open your heart, open your chest. And then release it. Come on down. Slide your hands back alongside your torso, along your lower rib cage, tuck your toes, and come on up to your knees. Tuck your toes. Spread your fingers wide. And I will meet you in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take your feet a little wider than hip width distance. And slowly walk your dog again, nice and slow. We're taking our head down here. We look at things in a different way. Look at people who have varying opinions than ours and think about it. How did they come to those? It's a belief, right? We have our beliefs that form our opinions. They have their beliefs that form their opinions. Stretch yourself back evenly. We have 2 ears for listening and 1 mouth. We should try to listen a little bit more, perhaps. Flare your rib cage out. Your rib cage is out. And now take your side, your waist to the center of the waist. And then flare your ribs out. And take the side of your waist to the center of your waist. Set your knees down. And then sit down. Sit down cross-legged. And sit on your blanket again, just to be extra cozy and comfortable, or your cushion. And we're going to take Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Hold on your ankles or your toes. by holding on here, you can lengthen your spine. And we'll use our breath to inhale your knees up a little bit more. Exhale, relax them down a little more. Inhale them up. And slowly open them a little wider. And then lift them up. Take your hands to the outside your knees, bring your knees up. Give yourself a hug, round your back again. And then arch. And take a comfortable seat. We're going to do a very calming breath pattern. It's very powerful for our parasympathetic nervous system. It has a deep impact on calming our whole system, our mind, our muscles, our bodies. So we are going to inhale to the count of 4. We're going to hold our breath to the count of 7. And then we're going to release it to the count of 8 through our mouth. So be loving to yourself and just be aware, loving awareness. I'm going to count you through a couple of times and then let you continue. Exhale fully. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Big inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breath retention. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue this pattern. Two more cycles. Return to your native breath. The self-care practice of yoga that's 3,000 years old or older had breath patterns, pranayama, to help heal the body. Many, many different pranayama patterns, breath patterns, before they started doing asana and breathing into the asanas. Our breath is our most powerful healing modality. Take a few more breaths here. We'll take several more actually. See if you can lengthen your exhale. And then slowly open your eyes. We're going to do a nice restorative pose here. So get your blanket, your blocks and everything. See how we're going to get you set up so you're nice and comfortable. This is, we'll start with just a blanket. If you've got a yoga blanket, roll it up nice and tight. And then take it out to the side. And put a block on top of it. And then sit your tush down by your hips. Have the blanket by your hips. And so your knees are out one direction. And you're going to turn your torso and stretch yourself out over your blanket with arms on either side. Now here you have the option to rest your forehead down, straight down like this. You can also use another pillow if you prefer. Or you can turn your head and rest your head down on the right side. So this is a supported twist pose here with your head resting down squarely or off to the side. We'll take a few more breaths here. And use your hands to lift yourself up. And you can turn face right away from your blanket and swing yourself around so your hips are at the edge of your blanket. Lengthen your torso out over your blanket or your pillow, whatever you're using. And again, rest your forehead straight down or turn your head to the left, the rest of the left side of your head. You can adjust your knees, just anything, and notice the difference between the two sides. As we're all connected here in this class, we reconnect to each other and to our breath. So wonderful to have each other. And then slide your hands back a little bit, press your hands down and lift your torso up. All right, now we're going to turn around. So we're going to do this pose. Several of you know this pose. One block you put high on your mat, the other block you put pretty close up to it. Now, if you don't have blocks, you can use a blanket. I think most of you have blocks by now. The goal is to support your spine here. Well, this is for your upper back. Actually, that would be just on your blanket. Let me talk you through this one with your blocks, and then I'll describe the blanket for those who don't have blocks. So put your hand behind you, snuggle the block in between the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Reach back for the big block, that's your pillow block, and set your head down. Now you want to have your head slightly tucked so you can use something to make sure your back of your neck's nice and long and your chin's a little bit tucked. And then you can just rest here. You're welcome to have your legs just fall open. If you feel better with your knees bent, you're welcome to do that. And then we'll stay here for quite a few minutes. And then what I do when I stay here for a longer time, sometimes I move myself around so I get a slightly different spot. So you can do that. And go ahead and enjoy that. Now, if you don't have a block, the blocks, you can roll your blanket up like you did before. And then set your buttock down at the edge of your blanket. And then rest your spinal column on the blanket and then put something under your head so you get a long neck and your chin tucked. So both versions, the shoulders are nice and open, the sides of the waist is opening, sides of the rib cage opening. Please close your eyes and settle into this chest opener. And be aware of your breath. You can breathe through your nose slowly. And again, emphasizing your exhale. With each exhale, let the parts of the body that are resting down on your mat relax more deeply relax. Envision calm, compassion, empathy all over you, soft energy flowing all over your body. Relax your jaw. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes deep in the sockets. And if you'd like to join me in sending soft white light, compassion, empathy, and peace all over the Capitol building, into the hearts and minds of the people all around there. peacekeepers, and the people who are upset. Soft, compassionate, peaceful energy flowing into them. Calm energy. So that we can come together for peace and calm. Return to your breath in your body for a couple more sweet, loving breaths. And then if your legs aren't bent, please bend them. Rest your feet down. Bring your arms closer to your torso. Palms down, and then slide your forearms back. Lift up your head, tuck your chin in, lead with your heart. Push your arms down, come straight up through center. And bring yourself to a cross-seated pose, cross-legged. And we'll do a twist. This was part of the original plan. Place your hands on your rib cage lovingly. Actually below your rib cage in your oblique muscles, transverse abdominal muscles. Lovingly. This is these organs, these muscles keep our organs intact. Keep our back healthy. Now turn over to your right and feel. Keep turning. You can look over your right shoulder. And now float your arms and continue to turn from those muscles. Inhale up through your spine. Exhale, turn from your belly. And then left hand down on your outer right knee, right fingertips behind you. And continue inhaling tall through your spinal column. Exhaling as you turn a little more. And float your arms. Turn a little bit more over to your right. And then on your next inhale, come all the way through center. Place your hands back on your outer abdominal muscles. Turn to your left. Turn, feel your loving hands on your belly. And then float your arms and keep turning. Use your breath to lengthen your spine. Your inhale lengthens and your exhale turns. And then use your hands down. And notice the tendency for your arms to take over the whole twist. See if they can just be a little assistant and use your core muscles mostly. And float your arms and turn back to your left. Inhale through center. And then place your hands down. Please keep your hips rooted back and slowly start walking your fingertips straight out in front. You can, if you'd like, you can put your hands down on a block. Keep your hips back and lengthen your spinal column. Lengthen, get lots of space in your spinal column. It's really imperative that we are healthy in our bodies, healthy in our minds, to be of greatest use, greatest assistance for our community, for our loved ones, for our family. Walk your hands back. And now turn your torso out over your left knee and walk yourself out over there. Keep your right hip stacking back. You can stay on your fingertips or you can use a block, whichever feels the most beneficial. Or you can just explore, enjoy the exploration. As your breath replenishes you, helps create resilience. Slowly walk yourself up, and now turn out over your right knee, and same thing. Grow your spine long out over your right thigh. Tell your left hips to stay back there as you're stretching over to the right. Walk yourself up, come through center, and give yourself a hug. And we'll make some circles with the torso. Go over, big circles with your torso. We did this yesterday in chair yoga. And now circle the other way while you're hugging yourself, loving yourself. And pause through center, open your arms really wide. Stretch up through your spine and hug yourself the other way. And we'll do some circles with the torso the other way. And you can even take your navel to your spine while you're doing this to strengthen those abdominal muscles. And reverse the direction. And come through center, let your arms come on down. Okay. Viparini Karani, legs up the wall, or up a door, or up a wall, up a piece of furniture. So you can lay your mat out, This is such a very, very restorative healing pose to the body, to the organs, to the nervous system, to the blood pressure, to the varicose veins, to everything. So get yourself nice and cozy. You brought extra yoga props. And you put your butt sideways to the wall. If your hamstrings are tight, you take it a little further away. If your hamstrings are open, you take it a little closer. And then spin your butt around, take your legs up the wall, and then again, make sure your neck is long, and then you brought a cloth to the class. Put your cloth over your eyes and forehead. Again, the cloth over your forehead or eye pillow. If you like those, I prefer a cloth over an eye pillow these days. I feel like those eye pillows are a little too heavy on the eye sockets, but maybe they're fine for you. Put the cloth on your forehead. Helps your mind relax. I actually do this when I sleep. I have a cloth on my forehead. Stop my mind from thinking. Or slow it. With each exhale, let your body more deeply relax. Take a deeper inhale. Longer exhale. I'm so glad that we came together for this soothing, calming, restorative yoga class. You're welcome to stay here. If you have time to stay in this pose for 5 or 10 more minutes. Where you can slowly put your feet on the wall. Scoot yourself slowly out. Move nice and slowly. Namaste.